An 18-year-old gunman opened fire Tuesday at a Texas elementary school, killing at least 19 children as he went from classroom to classroom, officials said, in the latest gruesome moment for a country scarred by a string of massacres. The attacker was killed by law enforcement. The death toll also included 2 adults, authorities said. Government. Greg Abbott said one of the 2 was a teacher.
It's believed that he abandoned his vehicle and entered into the Robb Elementary School in Uvalde with a handgun, and he may have also had a rifle.
The assault at Robb Elementary School in the heavily Latino town of Uvalde was the deadliest shooting at a U.S. grade school since a gunman killed 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut, almost a decade ago. "My heart is broken today," said Hal Harrell, the school district superintendent, announcing that all school activities were canceled until further notice. "We're a small community, and we're going to need your prayers to get through this."
We're a small community, and we'll need your prayers to get us through this.
The attack also came just 10 days after a deadly racist rampage at a Buffalo, New York supermarket that added to a years-long series of mass killings at churches, schools, and stores. And the prospects for any reform of the nation's gun regulations seemed as dim as in the aftermath of the Sandy Hook deaths. President Joe Biden appeared ready for a fight, calling for new gun restrictions in an address to the nation hours after the attack. "As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? When in God's name are we going to do what has to be done?" Biden asked. "Why are we willing to live with this carnage?"
As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? When in God's name we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done?
Many of the injured were rushed to Uvalde Memorial Hospital, where staff members in scrubs and devastated victims' relatives could be seen weeping as they walked out of the complex. The gunman, who was wearing body armor, crashed his car outside the school before going inside, Sergeant Eric Estrada of the Texas Department of Public Safety told CNN. He killed his grandmother before heading to the school with 2 military-style rifles he had purchased on his birthday, according to State Senator Roland Gutierrez, who said he had been briefed by state police.
Nowhere else do parents have to talk to their kids, as I have had to do, about why they got locked into a bathroom and told to be quiet for 5 minutes just in case a bad man entered that building. Nowhere else does that happen except here in the United States of America, and it is a choice. It is our choice to let it continue.
That was the first thing he did on his 18th birthday, he said. Officials did not immediately reveal a motive, but the governor identified the assailant as Salvador Ramos and said he was a resident of the community about 85 miles 135 kilometers west of San Antonio. Ramos had hinted on social media that an attack could be coming, Gutierrez said, noting that he suggested the kids should watch out. A Border Patrol agent who was working nearby when the shooting began rushed into the school without waiting for backup and shot and killed the gunman, who was behind a barricade, according to a law enforcement official speaking on condition of anonymity, because he was not authorized to talk about it. The agent was wounded, but able to walk out of the school, the law enforcement source said. The school district's police chief, Pete Arredondo, said that the attacker acted alone. It was not immediately clear how many people were wounded, but Arredondo said there were several injuries. Earlier, Uvalde Memorial Hospital said 13 children were taken there. Another hospital reported a 66-year-old woman was in critical condition.